Hey guys, how you going? It's Rashid Hayek here, rnbsinglessons.com. Closure. Some people have commented telling me that I need to learn about closure. I should go and look at closure. Someone's commented today, and in a very lovely way. Rocker Chick, I think the name was. And other people have commented this. There's someone playing accordion over there. Just kind of distract me. Other people have commented this in the past in more negative ways, some of them in just like in positive ways. And I've always thought about this as well because Carl talks about it a lot on his channel, and I watched some of his stuff, and he was the first guy that I ever noticed mentioning this word, closure. Before him, I'd never heard of it. And I started watching him a few months ago. So before a few months ago, I'd never heard of this word, okay? When it came to singing. Now, I wanna say that every time I've seen closure described by Carl, and I watched maybe someone told me, forget Carl, look at this other teacher. I looked at this other teacher, and this other teacher was pretty much doing what Carl does, saying the same kind of thing, which I thought was funny, because the person commenting on my channel was like, oh, Carl doesn't know, Carl's not right, look at this guy. And the guy was like saying the same stuff. So I've said it in my comments, I just think it's volume, right? When these teachers are talking, they're just describing volume. Now, first of all, I want to address the problem with my voice. It seems people think that my voice is breathy when I sing, and that's wrong. Now, is my voice not breathy when I'm talking right now? I think it's breathy, right? I've listened to my voice from 10 years ago. It sounds breathy. Like it has breathy elements. It's not always breathy, but it has a breathy sort of a... All right, that's me exaggerating. This is me making my voice breathy. This is me talking to you in... I'm trying to make my sound breathy. That's what I sound like when I'm purposely trying to be breathy. This is what I sound like when I'm normal. Just when I'm talking normal. So is my voice breathier than other people's voices? If you measure it, maybe. But this is just what I sound like. So when someone hears me sing and they say to me, you are not having enough closure, which really they're telling me you're too breathy, fix it, so you sound better. I don't understand what you're talking about, okay? Because this is just how I sound when I speak and when I sing. Now, if you're talking about my falsetto, which is a weak area of mine, agreed. Yes, it's breathy, it's very breathy, and notes sometimes break in it, sometimes it's great. In the morning it tends to be really nice, and then sometimes it's not as great. From what I've seen, falsetto is meant to be breathy by all descriptions of all the teachers. They all seem to say the same thing, so there doesn't seem to be any disagreement that falsetto is breathy. Just, that's what it is by description. Now, what I wasn't sure about was, is there something called a head voice, which isn't the falsetto, which is kind of like what my brother uses if you watch his recent videos, where it's not breathy at all and it's really thick sounding. Now, I don't know if I have that or if I just don't know how to find it or use it, and that's something I've been currently working on. To me, it's kind of like, like it's that, as opposed to, so that's my falsetto, really breathy, right? And this is the head voice thing, or the twangy falsetto, I would call it maybe. So it's like not as breathy. So compare them side by side, falsetto and then twangy falsetto / head voice. Okay. And now, so what I disagree with, that's up. You can tell me what you think about that, and we can talk about that further. I'm open on that one, okay? Now, chest voice one, I'm not open on. The closure one, this is where I think it's wrong, what all these teachers are saying. I'm gonna demonstrate two notes. This is what Carl does this in his videos where he demonstrates it, but he demonstrates a different pitch on each note that he demonstrates it on. So I'm going to clarify that and show how his demonstration is wrong, and I'm going to show why when his demonstration is just actually demonstrating volume, but then he doesn't demonstrate it right because he changes pitch when he does it. So I'm going to do on the same pitch a breathy note and then a note with more closure. Even though I never use the word closure, I use the word volume because I think you're only describing volume when these teachers are teaching this. Here's an example, ready? I'm going to use this note. Okay. Now let's take it really breathy. Same note, right? Carl likes to do this a lot, and I don't know if he's taking a stab at me when he does it, because I don't know anyone who's breathy that he's talking about. But let's say, all right, it's me being breathy. Now let's add closure, volume, I would call it. All right, let's go reverse. Same note, right? Same note. Is there a difference between volume and closure? I would call it volume because that's a more clear representation of what's happening. That's it. Because it's hard to do breathy loud. Still, when I add closure or volume, it always just goes louder. All right, so that's it. That's how I might term it. I guess you could call it closure if you want, or volume, but to me it's not that different. You could call it breathy or with closure, but if you're going to demonstrate it, it's got to be on the same note. And then how, like breathy doesn't go that loud. It can't go that loud. So I wouldn't even bother like categorizing it as sort of breathy and with closure, because what's the point? I mean, the goal is volume. You want to sing with volume, right? You want to control the volume. I don't think I ever advocate to go. Do I ever sing like that? Do I ever do a note that's? When do I ever use that? I don't think I ever use that, right? I always use. That's a low volume note, how I would normally do it. I never use this breathy thing. When I go falsetto, yes, it's breathy, but I thought falsetto is breathy and it's used on purpose because it has a different stylistic sound. But I'm not even trying to make my falsetto breathy. So let's try falsetto. That's falsetto of the same note. Maybe it's a bit low to demonstrate falsetto. Chest. Falsetto. I can't even make it breathy. It's just like that. Let's go higher. Let's go quiet. It's hard to go quiet. All right, I can't put that much volume on falsetto. Let's go head voice or with twang. A little bit louder. Let's go to a high note. All right, falsetto. So the twang has like a thicker sound to it. I just thought that that's twang. I looked up some teachers, they call it twang. I like that term. It kind of describes it. It's like a country-ish or whatever it is, kind of a twangy feel. I like that term, that works. But I don't really like the term closure because I don't know where closure fits on that. All right, guys, that's where I'm at with the closure stuff. Stop calling me breathy. This is just my tone. You're just wrong. I just demonstrated what I sound like when I go breathy. This is my normal speaking tone. If you want to compare my tone to other people and call it breathier, okay, fair enough. But don't say that I'm not using my natural, normal speaking and singing tone correctly, because I obviously am, because you heard what it sounds like when I intentionally go breathy. It sounds very different. You obviously heard what I sound like when I intentionally go breathy. This is when I'm intentionally going breathy. This is when I'm not being breathy. This is when I'm talking normal. And this is when I'm talking breathy. And that even hurts. It doesn't feel right speaking like that. All right? This is my normal tone. I hope you guys understand. I hope you guys understand. I hope you guys understand. Same pitch. That's me being breathy on purpose. Do I ever do that when I sing? I never do that. It's still chest, but breathy. I never use that. So stop, Carl, stop imitating me that I do that. Other people stop thinking that that's what I'm doing, because you believe other teachers that do the same kind of imitation, that go, I'm demonstrating it on the same pitch, which is something you teachers can't do. And students, please demonstrate it for me. And I just demonstrated it with my own voice. So if you were my teacher, which is what you're trying to be, okay, when you're trying to give me tips, you're trying to be my teacher, which is fine, okay? It's fine. If you've got good advice, I like it. Give me advice, criticize me. But don't get upset when I tell you your advice is wrong. And I'm showing you why now in this video with clear examples of why your advice is wrong. That's me going breathy, and that's me being my normal voice. But when you talk about me, or when you imitate me, or like any teacher that might be imitating me as in any student that you think is doing what I'm doing, I'm showing you why, if you are talking about me, that you're wrong, because I never do that when I sing those sounds. You got to compare me to me being breathy. You can't compare you, what you think is what I'm doing. You get what I mean? That's just you imitating what you think my voice sounds like, which is a whole other story. Like, I could imitate someone and look up Rebecca Vocal Athlete. An imitation is different. Like, if I want to imitate like I'm Fat Tony or something, like, it's different. I put on a different voice. It's not the same. You can't compare singing that way. That's just an imitation. It's not about right or wrong, about volume or closure or breathiness, okay? Because we've got different kinds of voices. To make your voice sound like another voice, it's a whole different thing. It's got nothing to do with generically talking about how people should be singing. All right, guys, I'm Rashad Hayek. Tell me what your thoughts are. Let me know. All right, and we'll go from there. RBSinginglessons.com if you want to learn more, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.